All right, welcome everybody. SandDAO podcast number 15. Man, we are already at 15. Pepe, last you and I spoke, I was at 13, I think. 14 even. So
Mhm,
13, yeah.
mhm.
So a couple days ago, I interviewed another advisory board member, Mia Bao. So she
Yeah, I could see.
was, yeah, it turns out she's the co-founder of DAObase, which is a big DAO aggregator. And I tweeted about it last night because it's basically what I do with the scoreboard and the checkbook, but on a much grander scale. And I'm a big fan because it shows all the voters and how they voted. About the only thing it's missing is the contact information, which, yeah. So some stuff
Mhm.
that we'll have to figure out. I got a SIP coming up for that, by the way. But that's not why we're here. Today we're here to do part two of of Magic Palette with Pepe. And part one was all about the concept, and part two is going to be all about magic being in Magic Palette to sculpt it to what you need it to be. So we'll go over the beginnings one more time. Scope of the talk, SIP. It's going to be an update of SIP number 6, which is Magic Palette, and a demo. Disclaimer is Pepe and I don't represent the Sandbox Game or the Sandbox Foundation. We're not your financial or legal advisors, and nothing we say is to be taken as such. Scoreboard hasn't changed since last we talked on Friday. Still have two, right? I think they're still going on right now. They don't have much longer to go. So SIP 10 and SIP
Mhm,
9 need your vote. Quorum is struggling. It's struggling bad. So even SIP
mhm,
10 is not even broken 50%, even though it has 66% of the vote. Whereas SIP 9, it's right neck and neck, 50-50 almost. And it too has struggled to meet quorum. It's at 33% of the vote. Please go vote. If you vote yes or vote no, just go vote. So there we go. Checkbook. We're still sitting at 13%
um,
spent of the $15.5 million budget. This slide I did add since Friday, Pepe.
mhm.
This is the DAO-based.ai. So I spoke to Mia Bao on Sunday, so yesterday, and she's an advisory board member. She founded DAObase, which is a big aggregator, and it shows more so than what my stuff could show how many token holders there are, how many voters there are, how the treasury is being spent over time, how the voters are voting per vote. So you can look up the members and see who has the 27, which wallet has the 27 million votes. We know which wallet that is. That's Sandbox. But then who has the $3 million and the $5 million and the all the way down. And how do they vote? Yes or no in the past number of SIPs. So really cool. I highly recommend it.
Awesome.
DAObase.ai. I
That's
tweeted
great. And this,
a link to it.
mm,
Go ahead, Pepe.
yeah, is this for any DAO kind of,
Yes.
or how is it structured?
There are over 160,000 DAOs in this thing.
Mhm.
And I just
And it
realized I'm not sure if I'm online. Hold on. Come on, Twitch.
looks good. You
Can you
mean
see
on?
me?
Yeah, yeah.
You can see me. Oh,
Um,
okay. Then I guess it's my own internet. Okay.
looks good. On Twitch, it all looks fine, I
Yeah. All
think.
right. It's cool. Then we're good to go. So yes, DAObase.ai. I sent a tweet about it. Check it out. It is what you want to see about a DAO. All the intelligence that you would want to know about how it's spending its proposals. It's cool. I like it a lot. Introductions. I'm the podcast host. I'm a landowner. I've published 2 experiences, almost at my third. And the way things are going with Magic Palette, I'll be at 20 experiences in no time flat. So, uh, as you'll
Yes.
see, Magic Palette is so easy, even I can use it, and I'm not really too much of a builder. So, this is really geared toward people like myself, and it will enhance the people who are really good at building experiences like Touche and AU24K, um, pets. Like so, Eduardo from Meta Theory. This will enhance you if you're good, and it will get you started if you're not, like me. So, Pepe, up to you.
Well, well said. Awesome. Yeah, it definitely should be an accelerator, and it covers especially this early design phase where you kind of flesh out your idea and bringing it to life. And this is where we come in with Magic Palette that we develop here on with my team on with SandRush
Yeah.
here. It's yeah, it's quite a journey, and it came quite a long way already, and super excited to bring it into the hands of all you guys who build, who create, who really will bring the most out of it.
Yeah.
And
Remind me
this is
again, Pepe,
exciting.
when is this expected to deliver into the hands of the community?
Yes. So we have structured our SIP and our kind of process through the development that is still ongoing. So we have already invested quite a lot of effort, time, and money into bringing it to a fully working state. To be able to push it to a better release, we still have a few features and kind of technical things that we want to have ready. And therefore, we have structured it into four phases. The first phase is already completed. And this is kind of the groundwork that we needed to lay. We are now on working on phase two. We are testing. Phase two is centered around also a few core features. And oh, cool. I just did see Alex to join. Yeah, he's
Yeah, I
one of
see
our
that. Alex is
artists.
part of your team.
Yeah, yes, he's one our lead artist.
Yeah.
And
And what would
yeah.
you say, Pepe? What the very when it's ready to be released? Are we talking like 6 months, a year, less than that?
Oh no, way less, way less.
Way less.
Our
Perfect.
yes,
Perfect.
of course.
Cool. Then
No,
let's jump right
this will
into it.
happen. Yeah, this will happen this year.
Next.
Already in the next few months.
Awesome. You
So
heard it. Next
we
few months.
yeah, next few months.
Next few.
We roll out to we already have rollouts to TSP internal level design and art team.
Mm-hmm.
So they have their hands on it and tested um, heavily on their own productions already. So internal TSP production. Um, the uh, this is an ongoing process as well. Super super glad and grateful that these I would call them power users because I mean these level designers from the sandbox itself they really daily push experiences for clients and for IPs. Um, so we are super excited to have these already working with Magic Padding and giving us very valuable feedback.
Yeah.
Um, the next phase will then be the beta release. After that, this is expected in, let's say, 2 months from now, approximately, where we give access to everyone that has signed up on magicpalette.io. You can register yourself, just drop your email, and you will get on the list.
Awesome.
This beta version, I
This little pre-register
can
button right here.
yes, let
Cool.
me.
Well, we started off an episode one on Friday was we talked about what happened after SIP was passed. Then we started going in the design process. So that was just us starting from scratch, as if you were really using Magic Palette. That's what we wanted to do, and we're about to get returned to that. So step one
Yeah,
was we started first with a concept. We went through the pre-production, which was I chose an island city, and then we went to step two, which was build the mini map. Pepe chose to build it within Vox Edit because it gave him a little bit more what's the word, Pepe? Customization, a little bit more power to the what he wanted to build. So the mini map what served as a small little draft, and then that was step 2. It was 48 by 48 by 60, and then he expanded it to the normal. If you're doing a 1 by 1, it's 96 by 96 by 128. If you're doing a 2 by 2, it's 192 by 192 by 126. So he expanded the mini map to the larger realistic dimensions and then finished the block out. So we finished the block out and we left off with step 4, which was importing that into Magic Palette, which is where we will return now to showcase the power of Magic Palette. A couple things that caught my eye was, one, he used Magical Voxel, but you could also use Vox Edit in order to do your blockouts. And your blockouts is importable into Magic Palette, which is hugely different already. So if you are a game maker at all, you know you have to block, 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 block. You have to place your blocks. It's painstaking, but you got to do it. This streamlines that big time. Big time. So you use the power of Vox Edit to mass produce blocks. And then if you're using Magic of Voxel or different parts of Voxel Edit, you can use shaders and gradients to create some customization. Import that into Magic Palette, and now we'll see the power of that here in just a few seconds. So we're now on step number 5, which is to start assigning blocks in Magic Palette. I think we'll get through that today, and then whatever's left over, we will finish tomorrow, and we will finish it off with a discussion with his experience after the SIP passed, and then unlocking milestone payments to the development that he just spoke about, power users. I'll throw in that question too, and then understand how has the SIP process gone for him, so that those of you who are doing your own SIPs can have a good idea for someone who's gone through it. And that's how we'll finish this out. So, step number 5. Let me bring up the presentation. I lost it. Where'd it go? There it is.
Yes,
Bring
that's
it to the
perfect.
forefront, and there we go. So, Pepe, I'm showing your screen now, and it's ready to go.
Awesome. That's great. Um, Let me check one thing. I think last time we had a resolution problem. Do you see?
Yep, I see it good. I see it well.
Is it well? I think. What was it last time? It was kind of the.
Yep, last time it was a little grainy. Oh, it is right now
Yeah,
again. So we need to do that adjustment that
yeah,
we made. And while you're doing that, I will
exactly.
create the zoom in function, and we will be good.
Yes, it was something with the.
So as he is working through, I will keep the steps going so that you can, just like last time, you'll see the steps as I follow along with him.
Cool. Um,
There we go. So we're on step 5. The expected delivery is in just a few months. Is pretty exciting. I mean, in terms of how SIP's gone, this is a very ideal thing. We're already demoing the SIP itself and what it's going to produce. So I'd say money well spent on the DAO.
that's great. Um, I need to check. Last time we had something with the frame rate, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the frame rate. Oh, you know what? I can help. I'll help adjust it.
Cool.
So under
Um,
video settings, frame rate is at 60 now, and it looks. Oh, it still looks a little bit. I think it's the height and the width. It's 720 by 1280.
mhm. Let me check. I only have limited. Ah, yes. Frame rate was 60, and then we had something.
Yes, there you go. Now it's fixed.
Yes. Nice. Nice.
Excellent.
Because much better if you guys see what we
Yep.
are doing.
You should be able to see things at a much higher rate now.
Yes, this is great. This should work now. As said, please, yeah, pre-register because as I explained, we kind of go live with a beta version first. Once we release this version, we really look forward to your feedback. It will be a version where export functions will be limited a bit, quite a bit, but still you have the option to finally do your own maps and create them and assign blocks as we do today. And from there, yeah, we then go live with the full version for everybody. Magic Palette is and should be always be free, available to all builder. That was always our intention. And we have a lot of exciting stuff that is even not noted in the SIP that we are developing right now and adding
Little bonus
to
items.
the
Okay.
of,
Cool.
of course, of course, of course,
Cool.
always. And yeah, but let's dive in for today. As
So last
you
thing we did
said,
was we imported the island city, and we
yes,
were
exactly.
just about to start assigning blocks, as you said. Can you explain what that means to assign a block?
Definitely. Let's give a short recap because I had a quick minute where I did refine our map just slightly. You see it here in the center. It's basically what we did last time, but I just added these walls, city walls, and a bit of, how to say, a bit of details, not much more that we had. Maybe we can go back even to our first version
Right,
here.
right,
This is
right,
what
right. Yeah. So we started with the
this,
block on the left, and then you added the shader, which was the water.
yes, for example. Yeah, that was one of the, you can flood your scene. You see it here. If I choose, um, if
Mm. And then we made it
select my water.
sandstone so that it wouldn't be so dark and scary.
Yeah, that was your wish.
Yep.
I refined you can see it here, the mini map kind of that we
Oh, and it
did build
renders
last time.
the shading. Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I added a few caves
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
because you said you want to be able to dive
Yep.
into
And if you're
this.
looking to see how we did that, look at Friday's episode. So SandDAO podcast 13, and you'll see how we did that block out.
Exactly. From there, we scaled it up from a really small size where you can work
48 by
fast and
48 by
block out.
60 is what you
Yeah,
had it as.
you yeah, and then we already go larger. This is kind of this would be a 1 by 1, as you see
So
here,
that'd be
top right.
96 by 96 by 128. See, I was paying
Yes.
attention. I was paying
All
attention.
perfect. And here I started to lay out the city walls. Oh, maybe we should just to complete the whole idea. There was this. This was the reference image, just
Mhm.
that you guys see
I'm okay. We
where.
can proceed right through it. That's fine with me.
Yeah, yes, perfect. So this is where we started, kind of,
Yep.
and
So we had some
now we are.
inspiration from a concept art. Yep. This is good with me. This is all good.
Cool. And we have now these rock formations. And on top, the city walls and the towers, very simple and abstract for now.
Yep.
And this is now the
Oh,
full.
I see what you did. Okay. So you added some grass
Exactly.
patches. You added some secondary layers to the wall.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So
Okay.
we can see what we have here is kind of still as I would call it a simple blockout, but already a few details dialed in.
It's starting to be an
And
enhanced blockout, Pepe. Don't sell yourself short.
Yes, exactly. But I wanted to add a bit more water, these waterfalls here, down there, in the back walls,
Yeah.
and
Add some
added,
waterfalls. Okay.
yes. And what you also will see, and what you just mentioned, so we have here, this is the water volume that we afterward
Wow.
will kind of be able to
Now
dive
show me
through.
real quickly, please. How did you do that? 'Cause that's impressive. I like how you just showed the water so you can see how everyone's going to flow. How did you only
Yes,
show the
exactly.
water like that?
Well, the model itself is kind of structured in
Oh,
multiple
I see. There's like
entities,
layers,
you know.
like on
Yes,
okay, got it, got it.
you see, so the
Mhm.
towers are separated. The the sandstone volume is separated.
And does it know that just because of the colors, or how is it differentiating the layers?
Well, it all depends on your preference, because every artist and every level designer works differently. But I find it quite handy to separate them into kind of multiple building boxes and combining them once you are ready. Even now, we just implemented into Magic Palette that this is not needed. So you even can use multiple objects and have them not combined, which gives you quite a bit more flexibility when it comes to going back and forth. Uh, but you can have just one model, drop it in. You can have multiple entities, as you see here. For example, we have just a tower, just a simple tower with a bit of shading. And this is exactly how I usually at least work. So
Got
I
it.
just separate
Okay.
things. It's also easier to apply shaders. For example, as you see here, we have a gradient shader on the sandstone rock formation
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
and
Okay.
also on
And
the
this
ground.
is stuff you've done inside Magic Palette after you've imported it.
This is all voxel based. So this is Magic Voxel.
Oh, I
It
meant
can
like after
also
you've done the gradients, after you've done the shaders, does
then
Magica
then
go ahead.
then we go to Magic Palette. This is what we do now, and that what we want to do today. So we basically are happy with our block out here. Of course, there are a lot of details that I still would add. For example, maybe a few wooden dogs, or actually, let's pick a color. This is also something that we covered last time. We just can pick any color for now. This is just a representation because each color will become a block. This will be we will see it in a minute. But for example, what I always wanted to see, and I'm not sure if it will look cool or not, but I imagine it would be nice to have a few, how do you say, bridges or docks or something, you know?
Pepe, I'm good with it. Let's just go right to the to the
To
Magic
the
Palette.
Magic Palette
Yeah.
conversation, yeah.
I'm good with it.
Yeah,
I know you're trying to perfect it because you're good at what you do. Just go roll right into the Magic Palette version.
that's perfect. Yeah. Let let me catch this one.
That
Uh,
looks good
And
to me.
yeah, that's awesome. I also think we are definitely good to go to have it for a first run ready. So we save our file as voxel file, and now we fire up Magic Palette. We are
Oh, there it is.
yeah, exactly.
So you
So
go to
Magic Palette was,
magicpalette.io. If you were to log in, then this is what you'll see.
yeah, basically we everything is web based. So this gives a much higher kind of, how do you say, it's easier. We did this decision for accessibility. So kind of everybody really just can, as you said, you can log in and use the software from any browser.
Hmm.
And also because if we would go standalone as a standalone app, it would actually be possible to load larger maps or have a bit more powerful features. But we decided against it because of various reasons, especially in the crypto world and scene where we have a lot of scams, sadly,
Hmm.
and all that with
Touche
wallet
just rated, by the
trainer.
way. So Touche and all of his viewers are here.
Oh, nice. Thanks to
Thank you,
say.
Touche. Thank you. Love you, man. We're gonna do a podcast. So we're now inside Magic Palette. We were about to import our very finely made. What would you call it? Island castle, water place, whatever it is.
Yeah, definitely. Epic water castle or
Hey, play
whatever.
game. Yep.
Cool.
So Pepe tried to
Um,
make it more perfect than it already was, and I just said, Pepe, let's go. Let's do it.
let's roll. Yeah. So let's load the map that we
I had
just
myself a
did.
fine, nice spread so that I can watch and learn. So this is where once you've loaded it, now it loads itself into the web-based browser, and here is the interpretation of the model.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
this is what Magic Palette does. It kind of takes your, we go now to the palette builder on the right sidebar. We have our palette builder.
And so what am
It
I looking
does.
at right now on the right-hand side? Why do I see so many blocks? Block colors.
Yeah, yeah. So it's divided into, let's say, three sections. We covered the land generator last time. This is for the quick win. Whoever even don't want to touch any voxels, it can generate your map out of the box. Today we use the palette builder, and that's the second tab here. We have top, we kind of have the inspector, or it kind of, it shows us, let me choose another block. We can inspect or have
What does it
detailed
mean to
input.
inspect exactly?
Kind of, it shows you the blocks that you're working with. In
So
this
like you can
case
zoom in
here,
on it and see it in more fine detail?
exactly. Not only
Okay.
that, you see all sides of the block,
Okay.
similar to what you have in VoxEdit once you create the block.
Did you
But
create
even
the
more,
Aztec block, or is that somewhere from somewhere else?
so we have a lot of our own blocks that we feed to the Magic Palette database. Right
Things that
now,
you've
we
created
actually,
yourself over time in previous experiences?
yeah, exactly. And especially also in regards to what we think is being used. For example, we have a lot of stone brick blocks, grass blocks, snow blocks, water blocks, lava blocks. So all these, I call them standard sets or block sets that will help a lot of builders to kind of visualize their idea. This is what we did work on over the last few months heavily. So we expanded our block sets to right now we have more than 1,500 blocks already up and running.
1,500 blocks to choose from, huh? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
1,500 blocks. So what does it mean to, let's start from the beginning. Start assigning blocks to Magic Palette. What does that sentence mean?
Yes, this is exactly what we do now. Just to finalize what we have here, the important part here, and we can just take a quick look here actually. We have every block is linked to the kind of, how do you say, the marketplace um,
The Sandbox
link.
Marketplace?
Exactly. You see it
Hmm.
here. I will put up my browser.
How fascinating. Okay, so the inspector allows you to connect it to the marketplace block where you can see. And what does that help you do?
Yes, because in the end, you see it here, we
Hmm.
just take the blocks that we created in this case, but there are thousands of other blocks that are really hard to find, sadly, in the marketplace. You can't search for blocks right now. So you need their IDs. This is this ID number up here in
Got it.
the address bar. Um, so for to have everything working, we need these blocks because they will be pushed to the final file or level design that we then load into Game Maker in the end, of course, you know. So therefore, every block needs to exist also or needs to be published in the marketplace. So this is a thing that is needed, and you see it here. It has this ID bar here. We also have a hex code, and the hex code is kind of the
Yeah. The color.
the
I get
linking
it.
part. Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. The color that we see here. And as you see, if I blend out, this is our color model, I would say. This is what we did import from Magica Voxel as Vox file. And we now assign blocks because what, and you see it already here, if I go back to block mode, Magic Palette does this on its own. It kind of figures out the 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 value or the color shade and try to assign the closest blocks that it has right now. This gives you quite quirky outlooks like we see here. It assembles the tower out of really wild blocks. Some of them might be even good to go, but others needs to be refined and
So wait, pause
reassigned.
for a second. So you imported the gradients and it is interpreting each of the gradient models as it's like replacing it with a different block that is connected to the Sandbox marketplace.
Yes, exactly. It's kind
Okay.
of
Okay.
each color becomes a block, and we of course feed the whole system with a huge database. The
Is this
cool
done
thing,
automatically, Pepe, or do you have control over which ones?
yes, that's the cool thing. It does it automatically, as you see here, but
Hmm.
it's not usually what you want, you know. It sometimes it can give you quite a nice base layer to work with, but other stuff you just definitely want to assign either your own blocks or a better suited block that will work better with your vision. And this is exactly what we do right now. We have our palette, that's the sidebar on the left, and we have our block library, kind of. And as you see, we have tons of various shades of blocks. For example, here we have a full lava block. Um, and the neat thing here, you also can search for just lava blocks, you
So
know.
show me what it means to make one of those assignments. I see the
Yes,
palette, I
exactly.
see the blocks.
Yeah,
How do you assign them?
that that's now what we exactly use Magic Palette for.
Okay.
So first we start easy. We basically don't want lava, but we want water. So we search for water. It shows us all available water blocks right now. So we choose, we just click one of the blocks that we want to work with. In this case, just one of these water blocks. And we assign a water block.
Got it.
Give me a
Got
second.
it. Can
There,
you zoom in after you change it like that? Show me what it looks like up front, up close.
yes, exactly. I just need to see
And
which.
each of these blocks on the right-hand side where it says water, that's connected to a NFT on the marketplace?
Actually, blocks are not NFTs. They are never
Oh,
minted, and this is a
okay.
decision that comes from TSB. We are kind of happy and sad on this. You never can sell your blocks or so, but we have plans to load all these block sets, for example, the water set that you just see here with various shades of water, um, in bundles, so that you can really load, because as I just mentioned, we have already more than 1,500 blocks in our library. And we want the user to give the freedom to load what they need. So we certainly provide a base set with all the needed starting blocks, kind of. But from there, you can import your own blocks. You can use
Oh,
our
okay.
sets. You can
You can import
add
your own.
more. Yeah, exactly.
So where are these blocks housed? The ones that you have, the 1,500. Where do they
Yeah, yeah.
live?
They live definitely on the marketplace, but as I said, they're really hard to find. You need their ID, and this is exactly the link that Magic Palette does. It grabs the ID and assigns them here in the build.
How
You
did
know,
you find them if they're so hard to find?
because we created them, and
Oh,
we
I
know.
see. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And if you are the creator, then you have access
Then
to
you
the
know.
ID.
Yep. Got it.
Yes,
Got it.
exactly. And if you are a builder yourself, you know that you probably or almost certainly also have your own blocks. And this we definitely want to enable. So this comes in phase 3 already, I think, or phase 4, where
Okay.
we present a solution that you as artist also be able to feed kind of your account with your own blocks, because each and every project has their own ideas and style and vision
Okay.
when it comes to blocks.
So you have a
Um,
library of 1,500 blocks that you and your team have already created. So you're making that available to the
yeah,
community. And
yeah,
then you're able to import your own blocks separate from the 1,500 that have already been created.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So
So as you see, I will zoom in a bit, just here, the landscape. We have assigned, it was ice before, and
so when you say
now
assign in this case, you're choosing a color that you imported from the block out. You are replacing that color with the block that is either part of the
exactly.
1,500 or that you imported. All right.
Yes,
So
exactly,
that's the
exactly.
magic of it then, huh?
That's a magic sauce.
That's
Yeah,
the
exactly.
magic. All right. We figured it out.
Um, awesome. So we search for grass. Everything is tagged and kind of categorized in our database. This makes it much easier to build because
Okay.
yeah, as we all know, in GameMaker this is not possible, and
Okay.
also on the marketplace you just can't search. So we decided to put a focus also on accessibility, and we can now assign these grass blocks, let's say,
And
with
I see
something that.
at the top right, it says top, bottom, left, right. Are those like quadrants of the block that you can change?
Um,
Up, up, up,
no,
up, there.
that's the side. That's the side.
Oh, that's
These
just
are
part
the.
of like a picture of what it looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of each side
Okay.
of the block. The sixth side, it represents the sixth side. I
Got it.
can
Got it.
show
And then
you
there's a
more
hex
of.
number underneath it. I see. And then the
Yeah,
ID number
exactly.
if you want to find it in its obscure location on the marketplace.
That's well said. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Uh, uh,
That looks
and as
cool.
you see,
It's
we
trippy, but that's
already.
cool.
Exactly. And we have now already a few very simple grass blocks assigned here on
Mhm.
these top surfaces.
Okay.
We can choose to use whatever we want. Let's
And in
go
this
with.
case, Pepe, what would you recommend to someone who is a beginner? Say, if you weren't here to advise me on what to do, what would you
Mhm.
recommend that I stick to? Or how would you recommend that I go about this?
Mm, Basically, I really would think, yeah, go kind of global and think about your style, your vision in how you want to visualize everything, and and really start with these uh, basic assignments, let's say, um,
So let's say
where
that
you as
then the wall to me looks really pixelated. I'd like to make it a little bit more monotone with some color changes, but
uh, exactly. This
okay.
is what we do right now. We go for the walls and we also go for the sandstone because we
Okay.
also have some various blocks here that are a bit off. We actually have already assigned some sand blocks, but we will
Yeah,
tune
the one
this.
with the wavy look, that looks cool. I like that.
This one, yeah,
Yep, that one.
we have a gradient with this one, so we definitely will try this
Okay.
afterwards. Or actually, let's do this first. As you said, we have this wavy. Let's search for
So I would be
sand.
searching for like sand, like you're doing right now, and then from there I would try to pick the various types of sandstone you have to make something that looks appealing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That would be the basic idea. We have
So then
sand and
so then correct me if I'm wrong, if we hadn't applied a gradient to during Magic of Voxel, we wouldn't be able to do this. It would all just be one sandstone color.
exactly. That's exactly what we
See?
would
I'm
get.
starting to see
Yes.
the magic behind this. Okay. All right.
So we slowly, let me see, we actually should start with the brightest tone. I would say that would be
Very
would
nice. That
be
looks good. I like that.
this one,
Now
and
the one
then
before,
and
that's good too. The one
mhm.
mm,
Let me check
that's
because
fine.
we yeah we quite have a few. Um, let me check
Too bright.
actually.
That's good right there.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Yes.
We
Looks
have,
good.
we have more tones down here,
Mhm.
but they are already assigned, I think. Maybe we can go even
Think
a
I'm
bit.
starting to see it now. I get it.
Yeah, super
Okay.
cool.
Yep.
Uh, looks good. What we also have, and this looks quite quirky, but I decided to do the whole ground also a
Whoa.
radial gradient. This will give quite a bit effect when you dive to the ground. But
Nice.
for this, we also need to assign some sand,
I want
which
it to
is
look
those.
I want it to look visually appealing when you dive. Something that you can
Yeah,
see
th-
through and it's not
this is
just darkness.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, this is exactly what you mentioned in the last episodes. I thought we'd just try this effect. I never tried, but we will see
So
it
you're right now
afterwards
you're
when.
picking different degrees of the brighter sandstone.
Yes, exactly. This is
Okay.
actually just sand. You see it? Just
Yep,
has
I
this
see it.
little
Mhm.
grainy sand. And up here we have this wavy
Yeah.
sand that you decided to go for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, that
hope
looks
we
good.
have assigned everything on the sand now. So what
Okay.
we also want to do now is to make these, as you quite polite mentioned, they are quite pixelated, and even worse, they have some tech
Yeah.
sci-fi blocks
And
in
and so
them,
when you
and
first port this over, it's going to automatically assign things like it
yeah,
did?
yes, based
Okay.
on the palette that you
Got
had.
it.
But this is the magic kind of. You don't need to know the exact shade or color because we assign it now. And after that, you can re-export your voxel file back to Magic of Voxel or Voxedit if you want, and work further and already have your assigned colors in there from there. So actually, let's do the stone walls here. We search for, not sure what they are called, but I know that there are some quite cool. I think it's this set,
Ooh.
if
Okay, we're getting
I'm
closer.
right. Exactly. So
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
this is um this is a brighter stone. Let's check this one.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and then we have a few
What
more.
is the little itty bitty rectangle beneath the block? mean? Over in the yes,
Which
there.
one?
Right there. Like, all of them has a little bitty rectangle beneath it. That. What is that?
The mini dots. This is the hex color that
Oh, okay.
you that is assigned.
Got it.
Um, we will have an option that you kind of assign your own colors to your own blocks, but these are just the colors that we did kind of combine with our existing
Got
sets,
it.
you know.
Okay.
So let's actually see that we have a
And there's a button
picture.
there I'm trying to figure out. Next to the import button to the right, above
Yes.
the palette,
Yeah. These
that the
two.
one on the left. Yes, what is that one?
Yeah. This one, I can press it and you will see it. Um, I can load a palette, a custom palette. I have actually here one, but I just don't want to mess up everything that we already
Sure.
did. So let's
And
wait
what
with
it would
that.
like it will load all of that to the right-hand side or in the
Uh,
in
it will update this palette field here. And if you already have your assignment made, you can, this is kind of your backup or your safe system when it comes to your block assignments, you know.
okay.
Because you can save as a Vox file, top bar on the
Mhm.
top left corner. But you also can just save your palette with this button here. You see it here. It gives
Gotcha.
you this just one line of 1 pixel color.
I see. And that's the
This is
arrangement that I
also,
see in the palette.
yes, this you can load into VoxEdit, into
See,
Magica Voxel, wherever
that
you
ain't no
need it.
thing.
Yeah,
That makes total sense.
yeah, cool. It's just another way for you to work with the palette. But we have assigned now already a few nitty-gritty stone bricks, as you see. We
Mhm.
might want to change this one to, I'm not sure, is this suitable? Kind of stonework. So this is a process that, especially if you don't know the blocks itself yet, you know, that are available to you, this will be kind of an exploration phase, you know,
Got it. Let's
because
make that one the top of the
yes,
that right there, that color. Make
yes,
make those the sides that you just had that color. You get
you
what I'm saying?
mean
No,
you
you had
mean
it right. You had it right. I liked it
uh,
before, where it was
the brighter
bright
one?
neon. Yep. The sides, nope, one more, but it was before
Mhm.
that.
So kind of just like this.
No, it was, like, bright blue. The tops were bright blue,
Oh, okay.
what you had originally.
So
Neon.
okay. We can go back actually
Yep.
since a few
That right there. So
so
make the sides of the tower that color.
neon.
Yep.
Okay. I think there is a glowy one.
So go
Uh,
down. No, not that one, not that one. Go back one. Alright,
this
back.
one you mean?
That one, yes.
The
The
edges.
beams.
Yeah,
Make the
yeah, the
beams
beams.
yes, there we go. Okay. There we go. Good.
Awesome, awesome. This will be an emissive. Actually it's a TSP block. You
Okay.
can check it out here.
Yep,
It's
I see
called
it.
Metaverse Glow. It's just an emissive blue block, actually.
Cool, cool.
It can look cool, and we can check it out in
Yeah, we'll
GameMaker now.
see. We'll see.
We will see. We will see exactly. And yeah, I think we're already
Yeah, it looks good to
quite
me.
neat here. Yeah,
So
exactly.
once we
Uh,
assign the blocks, what happens next?
yeah, we always can check again how our voxel kind of model would look like. But right now we have our blocks assigned. And I would say we are ready to rumble in GameMaker now and test this
Okay.
thing
So then
because
after
this
you've
is,
assigned the blocks, you import it to GameMaker?
yes, exactly. I will download quickly as Vox so that we also have
Now,
this
how
is
did
the
you do
easiest
that?
way
You
to
click the little
uh,
download
t- top left. Yeah, we have
top
various
left,
download options.
blocks,
Um,
LPK.
LPK, LPK update, and OBJ. OBJ is to work with your map, for example, even in Unity or Godot, or do games outside of Sandbox if you want to. So that's an option that you have now with your level designs. But let's stick to the Sandbox now, and we export a file format that is not kind of publicly supported right now, and it's more for internal use and for trusted partners and all that. So this is exactly where we work together with the Sandbox team itself. We want to make this process as easy as possible for everybody to push your maps to your own account and then play them and test them. Going back again into Magic Palette, do your changes, iterations where you see fit, and even go back to your voxel model if needed to change really full landscape masses, shift them around, do crazy stuff, apply new shaders, combine things that actually are not possible in GameMaker right now. So this is it's always kind of a back and forth in between your tools to uh, accomplish the desired game level, you know.
Gotcha. And
So
so, which button was it that allowed you to import it to GameMaker?
yeah, exactly. We now import to GameMaker. Give me a second. This will take a minute because I need to find my GameMaker installation, and the resolution just messed up everything here, but we will get there. No problem. So we now have our file, and we need we need to drop this file into a location.
Which
Mm,
button are you pressing to export it to GameMaker?
yeah, exactly. I don't want to go too much into depth with this one
Oh, okay.
because it will change. You know, as I
Got it.
just said, we're working with TSB development team, especially GameMaker development team, hand in hand to enable an easy process here.
Got it.
It's
Got it.
not
Okay, no problem.
fully evolved, and development is in the early stages, but this is the goal on our side, you know,
Okay.
so that things are um, as easy and as approachable as possible. So let me check quickly. Yes, I think I found it. So let's fire up GameMaker.
All right.
I will push this to. Mhm. Hopefully, we don't have a massive update. No,
Yeah.
looks
Hopefully, it
all
didn't update
good.
in the few days that we were here.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see now it detected kind of, it says it's an
Sure.
old
As
GameMaker
it
version.
does all the time.
Yeah. And now it migrates my land that I just exported from Magic Palette. Let's see if this is going well. So we go to our workspace, and it should be here. It doesn't have the preview yet, but this should happen afterwards. So this is exciting. First
Yep.
time
Let's
that we
see.
see our mini map, or kind of it's a large scale
Yeah.
project. It became a 2x2 actually already.
That's
So
cool.
that's
I'll put
cool.
it on one of my 2x2s. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, you can definitely refine and evolve it from here and make a full game out of it, I would imagine. Ooh, there's the
Wow,
water.
alright. Oh, that's
Let
much
me
better than I thought it would be. Okay. But the wall
Yeah, I
turned
mean
out
this.
great. I like the wall.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So this is first look into our
Yeah, I
experience.
think it looked good. Where so now we can start applying logic and putting down the different assets that we're looking for?
Exactly. Let me check somewhere
Oh,
is the
because
spawn
each one is
point.
now a voxel or a block. We can start
Of course,
influencing it as if it were really we made it in
of
gaming.
course, of course. But the
Got it.
most fun part right now is to check how things look. And especially what I also would do at this early stage to find out where was my spawn point? Uh, here? Yeah, here. Important to set your spawn somewhere so that you can start your journey to explore.
Start your journey, he
Um,
says.
yeah, of course, you start to assign what, or even start placing assets now already. What I would do first is going. Of course, you don't need to use the prefab. We now have the option to tune in this quite nicely. But let's see what we get if we do noon. I don't know. What do you guys like? Night is also neat. Night
Yep,
is cool for
night's
the.
fine. Yeah. And then
Yeah,
put
but
the spawner right there at the beginning of the gate.
yes, cool. Let's
Okay.
see. There's a bit orangey. The night is cool, but it is something that also like this one here. It shifts your colors quite heavily. You
Okay.
know, you will see this once you're in game. But let's check this one for now. And we drop into the game. So, first time we are live in our map.
Wow, okay,
And as you
that's bigger
see,
than I thought it would be. That's cool.
it's super big. I mean,
So
it's a 2
already I
by
can see
2.
that if I needed to make changes, I would make changes on the really bright sand. Super
Yes,
bright. Hey,
yeah, this one you mean?
take a dive into the big ocean.
Yes, we will now, of course. Whee!
Oh,
So
you
that,
taking fall
that
damage right now?
it seems so, but
Yeah.
that's okay. Yeah, yeah. So as you see, I mean, nothing is connected. I would, of course, add some bridges and
Yeah.
stairs and all that. But let's dive in. Yeah, as you said, this is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
All right. So if I were to
that's
add
cool.
things like I'd add fish, different aquarium type items.
Yes, of
You're about to
course.
die.
I'm running out of
That's
oxygen,
okay.
uh, as
I
usual.
like it. I can see how
Yeah,
easy this is now to do stuff like
yeah, and as
this.
as you see, you really can explore now what we did build in voxel. So that's quite cool, I would say.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, do we get some air?
Oh,
Yes,
all
awesome.
right.
So we're now in a cave
Yep.
somewhere. I'm not sure where, but it needs to be on the backside of the. Let me check. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're on
there
the
it is.
backside
Okay.
of our map.
So this is when you had
But
applied those shaders, made it
yes,
blue,
and
and then assigned the blue block to be this wavy ocean style.
yes, yes, yes. I
Okay.
mean, the ocean blue is because we are underwater right now. And actually, we now actually really
And
will
you're about
die,
to
but that's
die.
okay. As
Okay,
you
cool.
see
No,
that.
I totally get it. Makes sense.
Yes, yes.
So the magic
Once,
behind Magic Palette is its ability to number one, make it to where you can create a map through Vox Edit. So it offers you more powerful
okay,
creation origins. And then once you
yes,
import it, you're able to mass copy replace the blocks of the same color.
Yes, exactly. I
Okay.
mean, each type of, as you see here, we have various types of stone bricks, and you decided on these glowy
I
thingies
sure
here.
did.
So you see them here live in action. It's quite
Yep.
cool.
All
It
my
can
terrible
become
designer choices. Yeah.
it's perfect for now.
Okay.
But that's the beauty. We now can test things live in the environment as we are, as we design. This is why I suggested to add a kind of the ambience or the setting as soon as possible, because it really gives you this final outlook, you know. So if you decide that you want to go night, you should do it now, and then start seeing, okay, this block fits. I really like, for example, now the whole sandstone stuff is not that bright anymore, so it's totally nice, you know.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
and all the design choices when it comes to blocks um, can be made much easier
Wow.
if you decide on your light settings. And as you see, we have plenty of room to build, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Um,
can start placing assets as you need to.
exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You
We
know what I
would
was
do
thinking
some.
of just the other day, Pepe, as you showed this to me, and
Mhm,
and now that I see it more fully, I still hold it to be true. As a landowner myself, I am not talented like AU24K is in asset design, and as you are in game making, let's call it, and
mhm.
Eduardo in sending messages and creating just works of extravagant art. What I can do though is offer places to which those creations can be housed. So if I had a 6x6, let's call it,
Mhm.
then I could theoretically have you or AU24K or Touche or whoever else just start mass producing Magic Palette games that then at that point all you would need to do is just have them develop the assets to which to make the game, whether it be a first person shooter or just exploration, an RPG. You could really accelerate the time it takes to just creating the assets that you want to mint.
Yes, I mean it is all block based as we know and see here. But as soon as you start adding details, and this, as you just said, can happen very fast with also existing assets that you have
Yeah.
already.
So
I
then
don't know,
that makes
ready.
them where they can spend more time on the logic and the RPG aspect of it versus the just
Definitely,
like click, click, click,
yeah.
click, click to put all the blocks down.
Yes, especially more sophisticated, I would say, how do you say, designs um, usually go or are easier to achieve with assets, as we know. Um, and you can go much more detailed.
Gotcha.
But as you see already here, if we place some scaffolding here along the walls, they are all of a sudden not that boring anymore.
Yeah.
And if we would add more top rail details and all that, um, it really can evolve fast, you know, and that's the beauty. You can sometimes what we also do when it comes, for example, I would when we really would go back to our reference image, it's kind of these whole hills here would have a sprawling city, medieval city that is with buildings and all that. I would do buildings maybe part out of blocks, but mostly out of modular elements, assets in our case here, that I would place, and I think that would be quite give us quite a cool city scape also in no time. So it's always a combination of blocks, assets, then of course logics and effects and all what you need on top of it. Um, but to flesh out your level designs, and as you just mentioned, this is exactly the beauty of Magic Palette. It it accelerates it heavily and makes
And
things possible that were not possible before. Like
once you
these
have it here in
gradients.
GameMaker, are you able to go back to fix it, and if you see something you need to fix again?
Yes, yes, exactly. That's the
Ooh, a
cool
dark ship.
thing.
Go ahead and place a dark
Yeah,
ship.
yeah, I want to, but I'm not sure if I can. Oh, here it is. Ta-da!
Nice. Okay, cool.
It's oh,
No,
give me a
that's cool
sec.
too. Let the ship be sideways. That's fine.
On
Okay,
grinding on the wall.
so if you
Yeah.
needed to fix something, you would just go back into Magic Palette, and then you would then just re-upload it
Uh,
again.
exactly. That's the beauty.
Okay.
It's all
Uh-oh, you
everything. Oh,
died.
it's
I
just
could have told you that was gonna happen.
it's always just one jump too far. Um, but it's exactly what you just said. It allows you to iterate on on the on block based kind of design choices. Oh, my ship
Whoa, is
even
that ship going someplace?
yeah, it seems
What
so.
the?
It has an animation.
Okay.
Cool. But I'm not sure if I can climb it. Yeah, we
That's
made
pretty
it.
cool. That's pretty
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah. You see, I'm already
See? All
the
right, you have your own ship,
the
Captain
tail
Jack
into
Sparrow.
exactly. And you see, we are ready. Off we go.
How about that? So
Cool.
so then
Yeah,
that's
but
really
it
the Magic Palette version of it right there, is to get it to where you can import it into GameMaker.
yes, yes. And going back, because for example, we might be not super happy now with the walls or whatever.
With the neon part of the walls, yeah.
or with the neon. And of course, we now can change it here. Everything is edible, and we
Got
yeah,
you.
you can destroy everything here as you would usually, or add more blocks. Um, so
How would you be
that's
able
all.
to use this version right now that you're fixing up and put it back into
Hmm.
Magic Palette?
Yes. Right now, I would grab a file, kind of a hidden file right now, and export this back into Magic Palette. And from there, I get all the updated info on the blocks. It
And by the
only
time you
takes
get to the
blocks.
part where you release it, though, it'll be more
Hmm.
obvious what you need to do?
Yes, this
Okay,
is the goal. It is quite challenging to get this up and going with the Game Maker team, but we are on it, and we truly hope that we can present a very straightforward solution here
cool.
to really enable going back and forth in between Magic Palette and Game Maker. As what we will do and already working on, we will actually implement a super simple play your experience inside the browser already to test things. We think this has great value for builders when you kind of actually what we just did in GameMaker, that we can do it here in Magic Palette already to a certain extent.
Got it.
Just to walk around and then figure out the distances, how things look, and all that. Of course, not asset and logic placement and all that. This always will be reserved to GameMaker, but we want to make the workflow as approachable as possible.
I think you've succeeded in that, Pepe. Even someone as myself
Cool.
who I am quite an amateur at this, even I can see how, especially with the mass replacement of a hex cell to a sandbox marketplace object. I guess it's classification. That right there is the power of this thing. makes it much simpler
Yes,
for me to access the customization aspect of Game Maker. And then when I import it over into Game Maker, at that point, all I'm worried about is placing assets, creating logic and its messages, and the quests. That is
exactly.
pretty exciting,
Yeah,
Pepe. That is
yeah.
exciting.
Cool. Yeah, we are excited on various fronts as well because we see way beyond, and we have of course our roadmap that we push forward to. Um, we see great potential also on the generative side. We didn't look into this today, but you know we also have these generators where you can create your own games out of the box. With just we did see this last time with just
Yep.
a few clicks, and we have various generators in the works that we're quite exciting about. And one thing to give you a bit, I actually can load this one. Give me a second. So just to finalize, I think that this is we showed the full scope
Yep. I
already
see it.
quite nicely.
Hmm.
Let me load one other voxel file that I just I'm not sure if Alex is still here, but he did work on this one
Alex, if you're
quite.
still here, say something in the chat so we can give you some congrats on your
Yes, yes,
work.
yes.
So Alex did this one?
So yes, he did. I mean, it was a back and forth between him and myself. But you see this quite quirky version of this little castle here, and it has some funny colors. But these are the colors that we already have assigned in Magic Palette. You will see it in a second. And the cool thing here, and you will see a bit more in detail why we have all these kind of pixelated colors here on the wall, for example, and all that. And also why we have, for example, these super weird gradients here in the center plaza.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I load this one now in Magic Palette, let me find it. I think it was this one. Yes, cool. So this is what we just did see voxel based. And now once we zoom in, we see that we have a quite advanced block set assigned to all this, you know. Um, each color became on a very specific spot became, for example, these stained glass windows or this top stone blocks that you see here. These are consist out of two blocks that work hand in hand, or we have a quite detailed pavement, um, or we have wooden boxes, just all block based, you know. And I think this is the beauty of when you really deep dive into blocks, you can go quite detailed and really really excited in with the power of Magic Palette. This is first time possible to do such things
And this
because
was
you
using totally Magic Palette.
yes, this is as you see, we can go back to the voxel
Hmm. Uh
format, you
go
know.
back into the where the crates were. Let's see. He must have
Yeah,
used a
yeah,
different color, right? Yes,
yeah,
yes, I see now.
exactly.
I see.
And now
That
we
is
switch.
clever. Okay. Yeah,
Exactly. And
makes
also the
sense.
pavement. If you take notice of the pavement, you know,
Hmm.
we have various shades here in the center.
That really
And
opens
the
up a lot of possibilities.
yeah, seamless patterns or transitions, or as we did see, these gradients,
Yeah.
all that stuff here, you know. Also here down, even just the simple shading here. This is all possible now, and
Kachinga said
really,
in chat that he had never thought of blocks in that way before. And I agree completely. I had not thought of it that
mhm.
way either.
Yeah, that's cool. That's exactly. It was even for ourselves and our team quite a bit an eye opener once we were able to do this here, because you really start thinking about these blocks in a different way,
Yeah.
um, and make
Go back to the
them
model. I want to see what the blocks were for the faces. The
these
those
ones.
gargoyle statues. Yeah. What did those
Yeah,
look
yeah,
like in the voxel?
yeah. Just two
Okay.
blue,
Yeah.
just two blue
So
tones,
why didn't the top portion go back to the voxel?
hmm
Yeah, that. Why
hmm
didn't that change the same color as the ones below? Because they look like the same hex.
It's not.
It's
It's
not the same
similar, but
hex. It's
not the
subtly
same.
different. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All
you see
right.
it here. It's zero
That's
H
cool,
three
Pepe.
F.
That's
Yeah.
a job well done in
So
my book.
cool. Yeah. And yeah, it looks a bit quirky, I would say, if you
Yeah,
see it
but
like
once you
this.
start assigning blocks, then you can understand the
Exactly.
power of it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
No, that makes
actually,
complete sense.
yeah, actually, this is something that Alex is working on right now. We're doing a little. I can. Do we have Game Maker still open? Yes, we have. Let me go back to main menu. Um, we have this one. I'm not sure if it's. Uh, I'm not sure where it is, but I might find it. We have many test
I
uh,
have no doubt.
test lands that are quite wild. Um, I actually can't find it right now, but I'm sure it is somewhere. One thing that I can show you is another, and we did see this map. We shared it on our Twitter X and other socials. Um, this is another 2x2, and is actually also quite
Ooh.
neat.
This Alex
Yeah,
again?
yeah. No, this one actually is a Minecraft build. So
Okay.
this is straight exported from Minecraft,
You can
and
export from
is
Minecraft?
yeah, this is
Wow.
something that we worked on just recently. And you see, it gives us this quite bloody. I mean, these are the blocks that I have assigned now to this map here. Um, but you can have all the different styles and um, moods assigned to
Mhm.
this experience as you like, because
Wait, how did you
it's
import it from Minecraft? Did it export as an object or what?
no, it actually really imports Minecraft schematic files right now. Magic Palette, we just upgraded our file loader recently, and we were able to support this format. This format you can get by using tools inside of Minecraft and take kind of a portion of your build, kind of make a snipping box and export this as a file. It's a schematics or shem file. This you
Got it,
can
shim
now
file.
actually, yeah, exactly. You can import now into Magic Magic Palette, and from there into Sandbox. And we think this gives huge opportunities to a large builders community
Yeah.
that we didn't tap into yet. We all know there are hundreds of thousands of very talented Minecraft builders. And we think this could open quite an exciting um, revenue model for also for them or for builders, not only publish on Minecraft servers, but maybe also on Sandbox, their
That's cool.
experiences. Oh, yes. So we
Well
work
done,
with
Pepe. I'd say that this
very,
is This is exceeding the expectations of what you even described in the SIP itself. I
Cool.
I hadn't
I'm
imagined
happy to hear
what that
this.
would look like. I didn't know what that would look like, and then as you kind of shown how it will replace entire segments, entire colors of
Y-
of a block with a block that exists within the Sandbox marketplace, and that those blocks become it pretty much expedites your ability to create in Game Maker to where you can get to the actual RPG element or the triggers and the different stuff
Yeah.
it takes to actually make the game the game.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
And you see, just
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah. This is the
finish,
screenshot.
yeah, and that's oh shit! I just dropped. I just the spawner is somewhere in the
Yeah.
nowhere.
As
That's
Kachinga
just
says
that.
in chat, it lets him focus on the gameplay more. I completely agree.
Yes, yes, exactly. And really let you test things fast, you know. I mean that was always our intention, and this is exactly what we used it in our own productions to to get you going fast, you know, and see how things look, the proportion, the spatial awareness of a level. Does it work in game? How do we want to build certain spaces and all that? And as you see, before it was quite a dark, vampiristic, bloody
Mhm.
scene, and
Yeah.
now we have a full snowy landscape.
Yeah, it looks a lot
And
like,
this is
Lemuria from Golden Sun. Did you ever play that game?
no, I didn't, but I
No?
think I know what you're referring to. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's yeah, this is the power of Magic Palette. You can swap themes of your existing builds, fully completed games, and just give it a winter theme with just a few clicks, you know, and all
That's
that.
impressive. Well, I'd
Cool.
say money well spent on this one. The DAO, I think, made a good decision on investing in this SIP, and you said it will only take about 3 to 4 more months before it's available to the community for usage.
Yeah, that's our goal. We press hard. We really push as fast as possible. We have a lot of features that are in the works. Some stuff is already ready and up and running, as you see. The base idea is fully working and all web-based, so super approachable. Yeah, we are excited as hopefully you are
I
as
am very
builders and
excited,
creators.
Pepe. I am very excited. I'm
Cool.
more of the, landowner business person myself, but even
Yeah.
I can see myself having the ability to approach the concept of game making in a way that makes it, let's call it, um it makes it to where I can at least try to make the attempt, whereas before,
Hmm.
I would have to be placing individual blocks, and I would have no hope of creating something at all to work with. But this gives me a fighting chance.
Yeah.
This gives me the
Yeah.
ability
Yeah.
to start, and especially for those who are really, really good at this, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what Touche is gonna do with this, or, Kachinga in the chat is gonna do with this. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to
Super
it.
excited.
Well, thank you for
Yeah.
explaining this. I think it makes it very clear what the value of Magic Palette really is. I don't think there's any doubt now.
Cool. Yeah, that's our approach. We want to make everybody a builder. This is why we also come in with our procedural generated levels, because we think making even these mini maps, especially these detailed ones with quite complex block sets, it is a bit more advanced. But even as novice, you can get there. But as landowner, and as you said, there are a lot of landlords that might never have the intention to touch box edit or even
Yeah.
game maker. But even
As
for
much as I
these,
want to, I just don't have the time to. But this makes it a whole
yes,
lot easier, accessible, as Kachingan said in the chat. Makes it
yeah,
accessible.
exactly. And of course, this is just one sample. And I did show you this, where you could publish just, for example, the dungeons. We have, as said, other generators in the works that are quite exciting. But this is ready and can be loaded into GameMaker. And each time, if you generate here a new map, it's totally different. You can adjust the settings, the parameters, create a new map, and push this to your land, and you have something to
Something to work
play
with.
on. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, to work with, to play with.
No, that makes
Um,
sense.
and to invite your friends and gamer community to actually play something on your land, because right now it's barren, and
Yeah.
that's sad for all of us, because we don't want an empty metaverse, you know.
Right. I think I think this
Cool.
this makes that very, very obvious now. So I'll move it back to the slides itself. And so what's obvious is today we went through the the 4 steps it took to get to what you saw just a few moments ago, which was that on step 5 we started with start assigning blocks in Magic Palette, and there were 1,500 blocks to choose from, and you assign a block by replacing a single hex, which will replace all of the hexes in that Magic Palette loaded experience that you've imported. And when you do that across time, as you saw from what Pepe, or excuse me, what Alex put together, you can really start to change the visual flow of what things look like and make it much faster in your building. So after that, you in step 6, you download the file and import it to GameMaker, and then you you I think I meant here import into GameMaker, and then you start creating all the things you know that you normally have to do, like your logic, your spawn location. And Pepe said, make sure you change your ambience immediately. So the day, the night, the desert, whatever it was. And remind us one more time, Pepe, why did you want us to do that immediately?
It's more like, because these light settings in GameMaker do, in from a designer's perspective, they inflict, or they kind of alter the colors of your game, and actually your blocks, how they look, quite heavily. You know, in night you have a bluish tone, overshaded over everything, and sometimes you lose a lot of details when you decide to go for a night mood, you know. So this is why it's just a recommendation. I mean, this doesn't need
Gotcha.
to happen immediately, and sometimes it's also cool. For example, in one of our last productions, we
And zoom out just a little bit
had,
in the one that you're showing right now. Zoom out so we can see the whole thing as you're talking. Yes, there you go, right there.
yeah,
Continue.
sure. Yeah. And the cool thing is, you can also just dial in a standard preset or something and go from there. And once you have a more finalized build, and having even added some asset and some emissive stuff and all that, because this is also quite a bit challenging in GameMaker. Once you have this dialed in, then you really tweak your light settings to your liking, you know. But it's just a recommendation that you
Yeah.
see what you get. It's kind of it's exactly this approach, you know,
Okay.
because this we can simulate. I mean, actually, we have plans to do it to a certain extent as well here in Magic Palette. But um, as said, we don't want to replace GameMaker, and we don't want to replace any powerful voxel editor as Magica Voxel or VoxEdit. We are the chain link in between, you know. we kind of make things talk to each other with
Yeah.
Magic Palette.
So after importing the game maker, you start creating the logic, the spawn location, the ambiance. And then in step
Yeah.
8, the final step, you start placing your assets, your NFTs, and you finish the game itself, having expedited your block building process. And then you have a game ready to publish. So we did this in 2 episodes in about an hour and a half each. So that's a max of 3 hours that you can get this thing underway. I'd say a max too, and that was with me interrupting Pepe and saying, "Hey, change this and change that." Whereas as a builder yourself, you would do this much more fluidly than I, and you could probably get it down under sub 2 hours if you really want to, maybe even less than an hour. So I'd
Yeah.
be interested to see how quickly you could manually create from the blockout process all the way to importing it. I imagine this is cutting down on it big time. So congrats to
Yeah.
you, Pepe and Alex and the rest of your team for 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 being for creating a way that for us to be block designers rather than just block laborers clicking, 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 clicking until it's, you know, we've all
Yeah.
most of us have been there if you've developed experiences. Even I have been there trying to get some of my experiences online. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Um, yeah, that's cool. We are super excited and very also pleased that you see kind of the potential of
Yeah,
our app here. And uh, there's so much more that can happen here. Of course, we only tackle down this everything is block based, voxel or block based. So there are limitations. But actually, I can give away that we already work with automated asset placement and all that type of stuff. So yeah, the future brings quite some exciting things, especially on the
good.
generative part.
Good. I'm excited
Yeah.
to hear that, Pepe, because it sounds like you, even from the beginning when you and I had first interviewed on this, that you were looking to provide more than what the SIP had originally was designed around. And I looked back, and
Definitely.
it was 350,000 sand, which was the most expensive one so far, but clearly a good use of the DAO's resources for what value you provide. And you're looking to provide even more that you haven't even announced yet. And to me, that's a win-win for the community. Um, I congratulate you. Thank you. This looks like a job well done. And I look forward to being able to use it myself.
Awesome. This is exactly what we hope for, that everybody tries at least or give it a shot. Even just in this very reduced or simple form of generating your own little levels. I think it's quite magical to
Yeah.
see your
Magic palette.
land become become from a non-existent little dot on the map and actually start pushing ideas and content and cool games to your lands. Yeah.
Yeah. So this will conclude episode number 2, part 2. We're going to do one more part where we do kind of like a debrief of what we had done in episodes 1 and 2, but then we'll end up with a discussion where we explore Pepe's experience with SIP number 6 after it was passed. So for all of you who are very interested in SIPs and how you can produce your own, how does it work after you have a SIP that's been approved? We're going to explore that in episode 3 with him, and unlocking the milestone payments. How has development gone versus what he expected it would be? And then the mention of the power users, and just a general feeling for how did the DAO play a part in the SIP success or not? How was it a roadblock? And really just kind of working out the truth and the reality so that if you were to do this yourself, you know what to expect, and you can be just as successful as Pepe and his team are, which by all accounts, extremely successful. So thank you again, Pepe. I appreciate your time on that.
Thanks, Lancer, for having us.
Yeah.
Um, Super excited. Yeah, let's dive in into more the SIP aspect or kind of the DAO aspect that came with everything here. We of course focus heavily on pushing our milestones and going through these phases because yeah, right now our goal is not only to unlock kind of what we have described in the SIP, but also to see what everybody can create with Magic Pellets. This
Yeah.
is what we worked so hard for, and yeah, as you said, we have much more in the works that was promised, and I think it's a good sign because we are dedicated and we really want to make this work. For example, the Minecraft aspect is quite huge on our opinion, and if we as a community can invite other builder communities to work with us with such tools, it's just a win-win in our opinion and all that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
Thanks,
completely agree.
Lancer.
And so let's finish up here and we will conclude. So future episodes, episode number 15 is already done. I can't believe we're at
Perfect.
15 episodes. Oh my gosh.
Amazing work. Great, great.
Oh, I'm blown away by that. So we will continue looking to bring on advisory board members, special council members, people of SIP follow-ups. So I'll be looking to I'm gonna reach out to Remy from the SIP on the landowner side, the one that passed a little
Mhm.
while ago, to see how close are we to where that's gonna start, and landowners
Sure.
will earn their increased rewards. And the two SIPs that are about to close look like they need a lot of quorum, and that is very concerning. I hope that
Mhm.
if you haven't voted, please go vote. It hasn't even reached 50% quorum when we really need that in. That's how many days do we have left? Ooh, I'm in the wrong. Let's go to sandboxdao.com. Oh, that's not it. It's the sandboxdao.com, isn't it? That's not it either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but we are within at least 24 to 48 hours. So please go look
Yeah,
and vote.
it's usually Wednesday each second Wednesday it's the turnus.
Yeah, I
So
see
it
it
should
now.
be
So
as you said. Yeah.
24 hours. We have 1 day left. So please go vote because there's I've interviewed both of them. The
Mhm.
budget for blockchain events, which was Hermit Crab Studios, and then the mandate for DAO collection, which was Arthmort and his big expertise in curation. So there was a lot of debate on both of them in the forums, but please go vote. This only works if we all vote, whether you vote for or against. So
Mhm.
so there's that. I mean, Pepe already has the vote, so he's just enjoying the fruits of his success right now at this point. But it
Of course, we
definitely,
still need to deliver, you know,
yeah.
it's not all done. But yeah, we did quite a lot of effort to reach the quorum, and I think this is
Yes, you did.
the hard sprint that you need to do when you go for a DAO, for a SIP, sorry.
Yeah,
Um, this is the challenging one. Of course, your idea needs to be striking and kind of need to make sense to the
yeah.
community, to the builders, and to the landowners. But the quorum, that was the challenging part in our case. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be doing the same thing you are soon, Pepe, because it looks like my SIP for the SandDAO podcast, funding of this podcast right here, is
Yeah.
about to hit vote, and then my revenue options, where I pieced together a team of finance experts, entrepreneurs, different blockchain specialists to propose revenue plans for us to SIP into existence, so that we are earning money for the DAO versus just spending the money.
Yeah.
And that's a lesson learned from the
Awesome.
ApeCoin DAO. So both
Mhm.
of those are getting very close to vote, and I'm gonna have to be doing the same thing you did, where I'm contacting people. I'm trying to get people to vote. So I'm very close to doing that. It looks like, in the
Awesome.
placement. Yeah.
Exciting times.
So yeah,
Uh,
exciting times and sure indeed. So the last thing we'll end with here
Cool.
is the sandbox spaces. I added this slide here. If you are interested in connecting with the SandFam, there are different places you can do that. There's a Discord, so the Sandbox Game Discord, and then there's a DAO discussion forum. Under the actual Sandbox DAO forums itself, if you want to talk about the SIPs that are coming in and you want to discuss, and that's where you can offer feedback to the different SIPs that you see, like the blockchain one or the Sandbox Academy that I interviewed a few days ago. Then there's Twitter. So a lot of Twitter is going on. So SandFam, Sandbox DAO, or Sandbox Game. And then during the week there are multiple Twitter Spaces. On Mondays there's Mochaverse Hall. On Saturdays there's Bulls on the Block. Monday through Friday is Coffee with Captain. They're very ape coin centrics, but they will talk about the sandbox if you show to talk about it. Whale Members is one of the largest landowners in the whole sandbox. One of the largest. They're just waiting on delegations before they go and vote. And I think Pepe, you had an encounter with them as well. And
Yeah, they're
and
awesome, but
yep,
yeah, they can't delegate yet, and
yep,
this is what they hindered to vote because they have quite a they would be quite a powerful entity in the whole game once
yeah.
they can vote. Yeah.
Think they had over
So
1,600 lands is which is more than 7 million voting power about. And so
yeah.
they come together on Tuesdays, which by the way, I didn't know this. Mia Bao, who is the one of the advisory board members that I interviewed yesterday, is a Whale member partner because she knew one of the Whale member original people called and the people who put that together. She knew them back long ago. So there's a connection there I didn't even know until I talked to Mia about it.
Cool.
And then SandFam Cafe, run by Pickaxe Master, which is done
Yeah.
monthly. And so connect because, or this podcast itself, I will go over all things Sandbox DAO to include the SIPs like we're doing, where we're updating our the latest and greatest on SIP number 6, Magic Palette with Pepe here. And with that, I only see
Awesome.
one person, Pepe, who is on Twitch right now. You want to guess who it is?
I did see
He does this
Andy.
all the time.
Andy.
AU24K.
Oh, cool. Is he online? Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
see him.
so I'm
Yeah.
about to raid AU24K here, and
Perfect.
we will end with that as soon as I get to where's the little button where I can raid? Give me my raid button. Of course, now
Awesome.
I guess I'll do it manually. Slash raid AU24K, right? To do it? Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
something like that.
I have to
Yeah.
do it in my own chat. I think AU24K. There we go. And we're gonna
Awesome.
raid. So thank you all for your time, Pepe. Again, I love what you put together. It's obvious how much this is going to help the builders. So thank you.
Thanks for having us, Lancer, in today's episode. And yeah, keep pushing the SandDAO podcast.
Right
And
on. And Alex,
off we
don't think I
go.
don't see you in the chat. I appreciate what you did on the level that Pepe showed. It looks great.
Yeah. Yeah. Excited to show you this maybe next
Okay.
time as a full game.
I'll see
Awesome.
y'all and good luck. Good luck, Pepe.